Hello beautiful people. I want to give you another update vlog finally. I'm not in the car driving. I'm listening to audiobooks while I've been driving, and so it's unlikely that I'm going to do a driving vlog for a little bit because it's too interesting to stop. I'm listening to Snow Crash right now by Neil Stephenson, but I wanted to tell you what was going on and talk about things since I haven't made an update since, I want to say, before the summer semester, so several months. So that you're not just looking at my stupid face, I'm going to do some mining here. You're fine. So I'm going to do some mining, and I'm going to talk, and this is just kind of for some visual white noise. So I'm in the second to last semester now, fall semester, and I've only got the spring left, and then, providing everything goes well, I'll be transferring to UC Davis. So I'm getting really close to everything happening, which is very exciting. I had the summer semester, which I did physics 41, which is my second physics course, and previous to that I was kind of worried about how it would go since physics 40 was pretty difficult. But I ended up finishing the semester with an A, which I'm just so tickled by. So excited, so happy. And so I'm feeling like this next semester, though it's going to be difficult, is going to be good. I'm feeling more confident about myself and my abilities and how things might go. This semester I am taking 4 classes for 15 units, I think 4. I'm taking, I'm taking Physics 42, the next physics class, which I had my first class of today. I'm taking Math 5, and I'm taking Math 1C, which is calculus, and Math 5 is linear algebra. And I'm doing Engineering 45, which is Introduction to Material Sciences. So it's a very full schedule, and the thing that happened today was that I volunteered to do a in-class and out-of-class kind of teacher assistant thing. I think it's called peer something learning something. So in class, I will be assisting my calculus teacher with her intermediate college algebra class, answering questions and things like that of the students. And then out of class, I'll be helping her with grading assignments and quizzes and whatnot. And it's a paid position, which is really great and helpful, but it'll also look really good on college applications and resumes and all that good stuff, so I'm really excited. But the scary thing is that it's going to, take up time. And time is a precious resource right now. I drive 3 hours a day about, depending on how traffic is, and the way that my schedule is set up right now, which is kind of scary, is that I have late nights Mondays and Wednesdays, and I have early mornings Tuesdays and Thursdays. But now that I'm helping out in this class, I'm going to be having early mornings every day, and late nights Monday and Wednesday. But I'm not quite sure exactly what the schedule is going to be like, but it's going to be long, and it's going to be interesting, and hopefully I'm able to keep everything up and everything together, because the classes that I'm taking are definitely going to be demanding. And I don't want to half-ass this, teaching assistant thing either. I want to do a good job with that so that I can get recommendations, and I like doing a good job. Something else that happened since the last time I did one of these was that my car broke down completely. And it was very sudden. I think we were in the middle of moving, and we're coming back from Home Depot, and we have a bunch of stuff in the car, and we discover that it's suddenly not running very well. So I take it into our favorite mechanic, and turns out that it was a transmission issue. And I don't know if you know anything about cars, but transmission issues aren't cheap, ever, I don't think. So it ended up being quoted about $4,000 to repair the things that were wrong with this car. So the transmission, and then like engine block mounts, and the tires apparently had issues. It was a bunch of stuff, and it was going to be much more. It was going to cost more to fix it than the car was worth, and more than it would be worth in the long run. So I've decided against it, and I'm selling it at this point. And I'm going to try and figure out alternate means of transportation, alternate issues. Right now I'm able to borrow somebody's car, which has been great and is working for the time being. But one of the things that I'm thinking about at this point, and I had been thinking about the last time my car broke before I got this car that I had now, and which just broke, was about getting a motorcycle, because I worked at Cycle Gear for several years, and it was always something that I kind of had in the back of my mind that I wanted to do, and I never really had the money together to take the riding lessons which I wanted to do, and get a good bike. But I think maybe with the way that my life is at this point, maybe it's just the right choice. So another thing that's happening is that I'm seriously considering getting a motorcycle and learning to ride, and just having that be my main form of transportation for a while until I'm able to get a car. Because I do like being able to carry stuff around, and I like being able to carry passengers with me, which conceivably I could do on the back of a bike, but I don't think anybody will really be down for that. Yeah, so those are kind of the main updates. I'm really excited about the classes that I'm taking now. I'm really, really psyched about the material science engineering course. When we did the lab tour, it was just so cool, because we have we're now getting into kind of the big machines. And so even though the machines that are in the class are really about testing and identification and stuff like that, they're, parts that you can get your fingers crushed in, and because we're all higher level students, we don't have much supervision. So he comes in, gives his spiel, and then kind of leaves us to our own devices to figure things out and work together. And it's just very exciting to starting to get a taste of what my life is going to be like. And just the thought that I'm in a third level calculus course now seems so bizarre and just completely unreal. I'm excited, and I'm nervous. I'm especially nervous right now about the student, the peer something thing that I'm doing for the intermediate college algebra course, because that, even though that was 4 courses ago, and I'm much farther beyond that level, that was also 4 courses ago, and I've been dealing with integration and derivatives and the calculus-y stuff, so basic algebra hasn't really been at the forefront of my mind. So I'm worried that when I'm in the classes and being asked for assistance, that I'm not going to be able to provide as much as I would like at that kind of level. But I also know that what she wants from this kind of role is to be not to give them the answers, but to just help them work towards it. So I think I can do that and act in that capacity, but I definitely feel like I've got a lot to prove to myself in terms of how I approach it. I'm proud of myself for putting myself out there, for volunteering to do this and not letting my fear overcome me, my anxiety and my nervousness and all that. I have been volunteering to do things in classes right away, even though we're only 2 classes in. I volunteered for this, so I'm feeling like I've been doing a good job at just being a good student and preparing myself to continue to be a good student and to I don't know, just be the kind of person that I want to be in my education journey. So I'm at this important point right now. It's the fall semester. It's my second to last semester at SRJC before I transfer. I have to start my transfer preparation, so that means I need to fill out paperwork and talk to counselors and get that underway. I need to figure out when the transfer orientation meeting thing is so that I can get information about that and get everything figured out there. And that's scary too, because having to prepare for the transfer so far ahead of time, I don't feel like I'm ready to transfer, so having to think about that already feels like it's premature, but I'm so ready for it to happen. So I have to do that. There's a lot going on. Next semester is going to be very full. I'm going to be taking 17 units, and then I'm going to be hoping to TA for my physics teacher that I had this summer. She's going to be teaching the physics class that I'm in right now. So I'll have a little bit of experience with it, and then being able to add that to my resume. I don't know if it's paid, but I know that it has, I can get up to, I believe, 3 units of 4.0 for doing that TA shipness, which will be great for the resume, great for my GPA, being able to add that on. But that's also going to be a tough semester, and I think seeing how the assistant position goes this semester is going to be very telling about how I'll be able to handle it in the spring. And then the spring will be the last bit at Santa Rosa that I have to do before I'm over at Davis. I'm hoping that this summer, because I won't have any classes, that I'll be able to get an internship, which is really what I need to be doing at this point. I'll be going into my junior year, and everything that everyone has talked about at the various things that I've gone into about graduate work is that you should be getting plenty of in-lab experience at this point, and especially in internships. So this, gosh, I don't know, maybe even as early as this fall or at least this spring, I'm going to need to start applying for things. And it's exciting to think about what that might be, because I know NASA themselves has a lot of internship opportunities, but I don't know if that's something I'll be able to get myself into. And there's also plenty of other options in the Bay Area for things that are, engineering related, but not necessarily within my field of interest. And the interesting thing that my engineering professor said today in my physics class was about how it used to be that you needed to specialize. You got your BA and your master's and your PhD and all that in the same field, and how important it was to make yourself the specialist and invaluable in that way. But now he says that it's changed, where you really need to diversify and where you need to get your different, if you go up into the graduate level, to branch out. So not just, do electrical and then maybe do mechanical and then maybe move on to, nano or something. So my plan has always been to do aero as undergraduate and then specialize in astro, because you can't get an undergraduate degree in astronautical engineering. So maybe that's diversifying, but maybe that's also specializing. I feel like I need to pick his brain a little bit more about this and see what he thinks about it, because I do like the idea of, plenty of people who get electrical engineering degrees or mechanical engineering degrees continue to do the work that I want to do, so I don't think I necessarily have to specialize as much as I have, but it's definitely the path that I have planned for myself. And anything can change, and I'm not stuck on one thing, but I'm definitely having to start ask these questions and find the answers for them, because it's getting down to crunch time, which just feels so strange because it's been a longish journey, but also feels like barely any time has passed at all. I think I just kind of threw this out there when I talked about the car braking, but I moved recently, which took up a lot of time between the spring and summer semester. I didn't have much of a break, which is why I tried to just do nothing before this fall semester started, which was really nice. And I'm filming this currently on a computer that was very generously gifted to me by my brother, which has just been so wonderful, because literally the day that he called telling me that he wanted to do something for me, the graphics card on my computer broke, and I was kind of dead in the water trying to figure out what I was going to do. So I'm just feeling very fortunate right now that I have so many people on my side, and that so far this journey has been wonderful, and I've gotten so much out of it. We're in this nice large house now, and my mother has moved out here and she's living with us, and I'm really happy to see her again, because I hadn't seen her for about, at the very least, like 4 or 5 years before now. And my dad just flew away today, but he had been visiting for 2 weeks, which was wonderful, and his girlfriend came with him, and she is just such a wonderful, loving person, and has been so supportive of me as well. And this has been a difficult summer with all the expenses and car issues and things that have happened and vet visits and whatnot, but I've also I've felt really happy and really glad to get back into school, and as tiring and long as these first 2 days of classes has been, it's been really great, and things are coming out of it, and I'm feeling encouraged and excited for my journey to continue in the whatever way it may go. I'm hoping that now that I have this nice little setup here where I can film without having to put a what are those called? Gorilla stands? A gorilla stand on my dashboard, that I'll be able to maybe make these a little more frequent. But I'm also not likely to have very much time this semester now that I've kind of overextended myself. So who knows? This may be the last that you hear of me for another semester. Or I could just do this so that I can get any game time in whatsoever, since I'm not going to have any time to do it leisurely. And the next time you see me, my hair is also going to be different. I've been growing it out for 4 years, and I'm desperate for a change, and it's going to be dramatic. So I love you, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.